Hey, sales and marketing professionals, let me ask you a question. How much website traffic did you get last month? What was your website conversion rate, the number of leads you generated relative to the amount of traffic? How many sales did your website influence or directly lead to last month? Well, if you don't have a good grasp on those numbers, don't worry about it. We're going to set some SMART goals in today's video. It's an essential piece of your online marketing plan. We're also going to run through some of the key metrics you need to keep your eye on. All right, first things first. If you don't know your website traffic last month, the number of leads you generated, that's information you're gonna have to know and you're gonna have to find. Now, if you're not sure where to get that data, reach out to your web vendor or an IT person or maybe a marketer within your team and try and find access to Google Analytics. If you don't have Google Analytics set up, don't worry about it. Your vendor can do it, an IT person can do it, and it's free. It's gonna give you more data than you could ever ask for. We also highly recommend taking a look at HubSpot Marketing. That tool has excellent integrated reporting. It kind of breaks down everything that's in Google Analytics at a broader level, a little more intuitive and easier to understand. And once you have your data in hand and you know your numbers month over month, and you have a historical view of some of the ups and downs, the fluctuations of your data, now we can actually take a look at setting some SMART goals. So what are SMART goals? SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So let's run through each so we have a better understanding of what each element means. Specific means we have to pick a particular metric and focus on it. We also need to identify who will be doing it. What will the action plan be? How are we going to get there? So maybe we're going to analyze visitors or leads or customers. So that's the specific metric that we want to focus on. Next, with measurable, to gauge progress towards the goal, we need to quantify them. We need to understand we're trying to achieve an X% increase or a solid number of something by a time frame. Which leads us to attainable. So if we want to set, let's say, a 20% increase in a metric, we have to make sure that that is rooted in reality, right? So the goals should be based on our own analytics, not necessarily industry benchmarks. So if you increased blog traffic by 3% last month, aim for 5 to 8 this month, not 20%. That's not attainable. And then relevant. Your goals should be relevant to your company's overall goals. So will more blog and website traffic yield more sales? Will Twitter followers yield more sales? Obviously those things are a yes, so they are relevant. And then finally, time-bound. And this is probably one of the most important. Deadlines have to be set, right? We're going to achieve an X% increase in metric A, B, or C by this time frame. And so deadlines apply pressure needed to make sure a team and everyone gets involved to hit that goal. So we know the elements of a SMART goal. Now, what is a kind of crappy goal? Well, a crappy goal is we want to increase website traffic and leads. Okay, that's great. So next month we can get one more website visitor or we could get one more lead and we've achieved our goal, right? Not a very high bar to set and it was definitely not specific. So how do we take this kind of crappy goal and make it a SMART goal? Well, let's start with the first item, specific. So we're going to double our blog volume by blogging twice a week instead of once a week, and Jim is going to contribute his regular blog post, and Mary will now kick in and provide another blog post a week. So we're going to have 2 blog posts a week. So how do we make this measurable? Well, by doing these 2 blog posts a week, we feel that we can increase our blog traffic by 6%. And is this attainable? Well, we know that by kicking up our blogging last month, instead of doing one blog post every other week, we did one every single week, and it increased our blog traffic by 4%. So we think by doubling the number of blog posts going out every week, we can increase our blog traffic by 6% this month, so it's attainable. Now, is it relevant to the overall goals of the company? By increasing our blog traffic, we're going to drive more visits to the website, we're probably going to generate more leads and sales opportunities, and we're going to grow our brand awareness. Definitely aligns up and is relevant with company goals. Now, how do we make it time-bound? We say that we know we're basing our plan on data from last month, so we're saying by the end of this month. So if it's September, we're saying by the end of September, the last day of September, close of business, we're going to have seen a 6% increase in blog traffic. So we put it all together in one SMART goal that says by the end of September, we're going to increase our blog traffic by 6% by increasing our blog posting frequency from 1 post a week to 2 posts a week. So let's take a look at some of the online marketing metrics that we should be using in our SMART goals to try and improve our numbers month over month. Let's start with our baseline metrics: overall website traffic, leads or conversion rate, and sales opportunities that have been influenced by our website, or closed sales that have been influenced through our website, whether that means they bought through the website or they found us online and that's what started the conversation. So these are really great high level, probably intro level. So if you're just getting started with your online marketing plan, you haven't really focused on these numbers very often, this would be a great place to start. But once we get progressing with our plan a little bit and we're starting to see the improvements in data, we want to start breaking down our plan into some of the more finite metrics that really impact the overall metrics. So let's start with website traffic. So when we look at website traffic, there's all sorts of elements that go into driving new website visitors. We'll have things like the visitors by source. So where are they coming from? Email, social media, direct traffic, search, paid ads. You know, what source is driving visitors to the website? How much time are they spending on the site? What's our bounce rate? Are they leaving as soon as they land here? How many blog views did we have? Inbound links to us, which helps with our search engine optimization. How many keyword impressions are we showing for in Google? What's our social reach, meaning how many followers do we have across the different social media platforms? How much of our content is being shared in those social channels? How many blog subscribers do we have? What's our email open rate? Email click-through rate, so the number of people that open your email and click through and land on your website, becoming some of your website traffic. And then what is our net new email subscriber ratio looking like? So these are all really important metrics for website traffic and what kind of goes into all of the potential channels driving eyes to your website. And then if we take a step further and say, okay, let's take a look at our conversion rate. What are our calls to action doing? So what are the CTA conversion rates that we're seeing? What are the landing page conversion rates? So how are our landing pages turning visitors into leads? And then what are our leads by source? Are we getting more from organic search, or are we getting more from email or social channels? So those are some of the conversion related metrics. And there's certainly more metrics that you can monitor in all of these, but this is a great start for you to get going with your online marketing plan. And diving a bit deeper down the funnel, taking a look at sales opportunities, how many of your leads turned into actual sales opportunities where you're having a conversation, you know that they're qualified to buy, they may or may not buy, but you at least are having a good quality conversation with them. How many of those leads are turning into those SQLs? And then how many of those sales opportunities are turning into customers? And then how many leads are turning into customers? These are all metrics that you can track and set goals for month over month to continually improve your numbers. And that's one of the biggest downfalls to any online marketing plan, is that the numbers are not clear, and without setting a concrete SMART goal to achieve a new level of some of your metrics, you'll never get there. Because unless you're focused on achieving that new metric number, you won't put the steps in place and deliver the plan to get there. So you should have a better understanding of how SMART goals go into your online marketing plan. They're essential. They're a building block for your entire strategy to make sure that you're hitting new targets month over month. So if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe below, and check in the description for resources that are going to help you set your SMART goals.